Welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be continuing on with our macOS development with AppKit tutorial series. And in this particular tutorial we are going to be taking a look at how we can access the other view controllers that are embedded within our NSSplitView controller and manipulate properties from those view controllers. Now, in this particular example, what we are going to do is we are going to click a button in our first view controller, which is going to be the view controller furthest to the left-hand side of the window. And when we click this button, it will generate a random color for all three view controllers of the split view controller. Now, in a practical real-world app, you might, for example, select a row in a table and then have a second view controller in an NSSplitView controller show details for an object associated with that row, show an image based on the row you selected, something like that. And while this is just a very simple example, it shows you the fundamental concept of how we can access those other view controllers, so then you can manipulate properties or call methods on those view controllers. So, how do we do that then? Well, let's kind of go over exactly what we're going to do first, right? And then I will show you kind of where we're starting from, and then we'll actually get into the code. So in order to do this, the process basically goes like this. We first need to actually get the view controller we need to get the different view controllers or view controller that we want to control within our button click. Then we need to actually set the property or call the method on that object that we need to manipulate or call, or whatever the case might be. Now, we will be using a guard statement to get the view controller because we need to cast the result of the view controller object of our NSSplitViewItem to an actual NS view controller object. All right, so that's kind of how that's going to work. Let's go ahead and run our code to see where exactly we're starting from. So let's go into Xcode, run our app. All right. So what we have now is we have a window, and this window has three different sections in the split view controller. It's set up the exact same way that it was set up in the previous video, except I renamed the view controllers to first, second, and third view controller, and then I renamed all the different objects and stuff like that to better reflect what we're going to be doing here. And then I set a button in the center of the first view controller. And when we click this button as it stands right now, it will go and change the background color of that view controller, while the other two remain the same as they were when we initially started the app. So let's go ahead then, and we'll close that. And inside of Xcode, what we're going to do is at the top of this objc method, we are going to begin by retrieving the parent of this particular view controller, because we need the parent in order to retrieve the second and third view controllers. So to do this, we need to cast our parent to an NSSplitViewController by saying guard let's call it parent equals self dot parent as NSSplitViewController. Otherwise, we'd want to return. All right. Now, if we've reached this point, we know that our parent was successfully cast to an NSSplitViewController. And so now we can say guard let second VC equals parent dot SplitViewItems. All right. So SplitViewItems is essentially an array of NSSplitViewItems within the SplitView controller. And then we are going to say 1. So index of 1, we're getting our second SplitViewItem, which contains a view controller property to get the view controller embedded within that NSSplitViewItem. But we need to keep in mind that this view controller is an NSViewController object. So we want to cast this to the type of view controller that we're going to be working with. And so in this case, it's going to be as second view controller. Otherwise, we want to return like that. There. So now that we have our second view controller, let's get the third by doing the same thing we did for the second view controller. Guard let third VC equals parent dot SplitViewItems dot or items at index number 2 dot view controller as third view controller. Else return. All right. Make sure, okay, no errors. And so now we can set the background color for each of these view controllers. So second VC dot layer dot background color equals get random color, like that. Now, get random color is simply just a method that I've created that has that gets an array of colors from my constants file. Then it will choose a random index using int.random, and then it will return the color from the colors array at the random index with its CG color. So it'll return the CG color representation of that random NS color. Pretty simple. I expect that you would be able to simply figure that one out. And then after we have our second VC's background color set, we can say third VC dot layer dot background color equals get random color, like that. Okay, that is not exactly what I wanted to happen. So we'll say third VC dot layer, not did layout, dot layer background color equals get random color, like that. All right. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at what we did here. Okay, so it should be fine. Let's again take a look here. So it should be working. Let's double check the third view controller then, just to make sure that we're doing it how we would like it to. Just to see how it... Okay. Okay, so... Okay, I'll just have to go into the navigator. And we'll say second view controller. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it should be fine. All right, so let's try that again here, just to try to get this to work. So second VC dot view dot layer. Okay, yeah. So this should work fine now. Dot background color equals get random color. Third VC dot view dot layer dot background color equals get random color, like that. All right, there we go. I just didn't have the view property in there. So what we're doing pretty much is we are making sure that we have our parent view controller, which is an NSSplitViewController. Then we're using that parent to get the second and third view controllers from our split view controller using their split view item that they're wrapped in, right? And then getting the view controller property from those split view items. And then we're casting those as second and third view controller respectively. After that, we're just setting the background color of the view using the layer property of their the view that they contain. So now that we have that, let's run our app, and we get a successful build. Let's click the button, and you can see now all three NSSplitViewItems change the background color. We click it again, the colors change again. Do it again, they change. Do it again, they change. And you can click it as many times as you want, and the colors will continue to change at random. So that pretty much does it for this video on how we can access the other split view items in our split view controller and manipulate them from a different item. Thank you all so very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.